Yo, what's good guys? What's good guys? So today's video is going to be very much different to what I do. It's going to be about being black and living abroad. And I run an Instagram poll asking people if they want to see a video about this. Obviously, there's been a lot going on right now in the world with injustice, Black Lives Matters, George Floyd, race riots, and all sorts. And obviously, I feel like I have a responsibility to give knowledge and give a perspective to anyone that's actually looking to live abroad, being a person of color and being black, to be honest. Because even being a person of color is still very much different being black, and that's just the truth. So I'm gonna just tell you what it is and not sugarcoat anything. But first things first, my life is great. I've been living in Thailand for 3 years now. I've been overseas for 4 years. But you do need to be very much assured with yourself before you make that plunge. Obviously, you know, people that may be in the States or UK, there's a lot going on with racism. So if you're thinking, you know, there's a lot of racism going on in my own country, I couldn't imagine what it would be like going to another country. You could probably, the first thing that comes to your thoughts is it's going to be worse. Actually, for me, it's been better because in the Western world, racism is very much something that happens, but it's not in your face. It's, you know, it's more systematic. But if you come to somewhere, you know, like Asia, there's no systematic racism that is going to happen to you as a foreigner. It's just going to be pretty much in your face. And racism here is not the same as racism back home. If you could call it racism, just see it as that, you know, people are curious, you know. The media has a very big part to play in people's perception of what they think of a certain stereotype of a person. So, with that being said, someone could see me in Asia and see me as quote unquote a thug, but that could be because the only perception they've had of a black person is thug, footballer, basketball player, or actor, you know what I'm saying, entertainer. So that's the only perception they've had of a black person. And when they get to speak to you and get to know you as a person, they're very much surprised because it's not what's been portrayed to the media. And for me personally, coming to Thailand, my sister came here first. I was scared actually because I used to hear all sorts of problems and all funny things that happen to people coming to Thailand, and I was a bit scared and wary of my sister coming here. But once I came here, I was like, wow, this place is peaceful. This place there's no problems that occur here, you know what I mean? And you know, media has a very major part to play in people's perception of what they think something is. And what you need to have as a mindset is you need to be open-minded. You need to be open-minded. You need to not judge based on what you've been told. If you don't know something, don't go in there with a judgment of what's been told to you by media or by what other outlet you've heard this story. And you need to really know yourself. In terms of mindset, you need to know yourself. You need to be very much assured in yourself. I'm proud to be black. I've always loved to be black. As a kid, if you asked me what color would you want to be, I always would have said black. And nothing has changed in 2020. I'm still very much proud to be a black man, living my experience here on earth as a black man. So yeah, first thing, you need to really be assured with yourself. You need to be confident. You need to be, you need to, obviously we all have insecurities. For me to come out and say that I've never felt insecure would be a lie, because there has been situations where, you know, you've been prejudged based on the color of your skin, and it's not fair. But I've always overcome that, and I feel in life there needs to be some kind of adversity if you want to grow, and it's just a part of life. There's good, there's bad, there's ugly. You need to overcome situations in this life if you want to level up, because if not, you will just live in your comfort and you will never do anything outside the box because you're scared of what could happen. But what's happening now in life is that even people within their comfort zone are still being attacked, because the war on race right now is so evident, it's so in your face, you can't avoid it. So you really need to be assured, and you don't want to feel as that you're a victim, because if you think you're a victim and say, oh, this is happening to me because I'm black, or see, that didn't happen to my man, but it happened to me because I'm black, your mind is going to affirm that every time a situation happens. And it may even not be because of the color of your skin, but because you affirmed that before, that's going to be the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, it's because I'm black. And you want to raise your vibrations to be above thinking it's about your color. Color is a construct. Racism is real, but color is a construct. And when we can all see each other as one and see each other as the human race, then things are going to get better. But if you constantly divide yourself on the color of your skin for every situation that occurs, then you're just playing to the game that the media are trying to do. So yeah, I like I said, I feel you know, people are more curious about you being a black male or female, being abroad. If it's not touching your hair, you know, I've got a few black female friends here, you know, who've got dreads, people intrigued to touch their hair and these kind of things. It's just about curiosity, man. It's just about curiosity, and it's more of a friendly approach that people have here. It's because they don't know, you know. If you've grown up in the UK and you have black, white friends, you have Asian friends, whatever, people are more accustomed to knowing the culture, because especially in London, it's a melting pot. There's many cultures, you know. So people are more accustomed to knowing the black man, the white man, the Asian man's culture. But in somewhere like Asia, there's no history in the school curriculum other than their history. So they don't know anything. They don't know any better. So you have to be really light-hearted. You really need to be light-hearted and just have that kind of energy of being light-hearted. If you're light-hearted, you can, you know, laugh at things and take things for what it is and not take things too serious. I'm not saying to be a pushover, because people may have other intentions when they're saying things. You have to read in between the lines. You need to know when someone's taking the piss and when somebody is just ignorant. So yeah. And yeah, man, I'm gonna answer a few questions that I got asked. So the first one is, how has living abroad contributed to your growth? And like I said, the adversity of having to live abroad has leveled me up. I had to grow up very much quicker than people my age. I had to grow up very much faster. I had to learn faster. I had to fail faster. I had to, you know, everything just sped up. When you live at home, you live in comfortable, you know, nothing's really challenging you. Nothing's very challenging you. And I had many challenges I had to overcome to even get to this point. and that's why I have no regrets. You know, I'm the kind of person where I very much don't like attention on me, but I just had to embrace it, because if you go into a room and there's 20 people and you're the only black person, you do stand out and people do want to speak with you. So I'm very much introverted, but I had to just come out of my shell and just speak with people. And yeah, that was one thing that definitely sped up my growth, was I just had to really much grow as a person. And the second question is, what do you do about haircuts? So I literally, when I landed in Phuket, I cut my own hair firstly. I was cutting my hair firstly because I didn't trust anyone. And then I found a barber, and he was good, he was alright, but he definitely had issues trying to cut my hair. And then I had a friend here called Max, shout out Max, and he had a good haircut. He's a white guy, had a good haircut, and the shape up was sharp. You know, the shape up was very sharp, and I was like, "Where do you get your haircut?" And then he recommended me to his barber, and his barber never cut a black guy at the time. Shout out Pat, he's my barber now. And yeah, he cut me, he gave me a very good cut, and hopefully I'll be able to put a video in there, the first cut he gave me. And it was a very good cut. It wasn't like outstanding or anything, but it was a good enough cut to say, I trust you, I'm gonna come back to you because I know you're gonna level up in your cut, in your cuts. And yeah, I carried on going on to him. In 3 years now, he's still my barber, and people ask me who my barber is, and he's literally stacked up so many clients from there that are foreigners because he does good haircuts. So yeah. And another question is, what's the major difference between living in the UK and Asia? That's a good question. What's the major difference? I would say the major difference is people smile more. People are more happy. You know, in London, no one's got time. If you smile at someone, you get looked at funny, like you're crazy, you know. Everyone here is just generally happy. I don't know if it's because there's more sun, probably, and there's beaches, there's abundance of, you know, nature, and this does play a part, you know. London is very much a concrete jungle, and living in somewhere, I live in Phuket, which is island, you know, people's general vibrations is higher, and yeah, it's been a good experience, and I would definitely recommend anybody who's trying to live abroad and they have the mind, they have the thought of wanting to live abroad, then the thought of it is exciting. You should go for it. You should go for it. It's not going to be easy. You know, you're going to be away from your family. You're going to be homesick. You're going to probably miss some foods that you would eat in your country that you couldn't get. You know, it may be accessible here, but you know, it's not in abundance like it is in your home country. But it's gonna really open your mind. You know, it's really gonna open your mind, and that's what I loved about living abroad. You know, still going strong. Still, you know, I've got family here now. I've moved on to the next chapter of my life, and I have no regrets at all. So yeah, I hope you like this video. If you want to see any more videos about, you know, living abroad, or you have any questions to ask me, just DM me on Instagram, Cam Legend. And yeah, if you have any more questions about that, feel free to ask me, and I can give you more detail on any more specific things you want to know. And with that being said, bless.